If you've never been to a YAF conference before, you can expect a lot.
I love being at NCSC.
The spirit here is so fun.
Feeling inspired, it's really made a big difference for me.
I'm loving it. I'm like so proud and so grateful to be an American.
It has been just a fantastic week. We have over 600 students joining us throughout the week from all over the country. The room has been just electric.
You hear from so many different types of speakers.
I gotta get Riley Gaines on my campus.
Riley Gaines.
She really did so good. I've heard from authors. I really enjoyed Carl Truman's and
Peter Schweitzer, Lieutenant Colonel Alan West.
I've heard from a presidential candidate.
Especially Vivek. I love Vivek.
And speaker after speaker after speaker.
I was really happy that we got to see Dan Crenshaw,
Lila Rose,
John Lovell.
Really fun breakout session with Breitbart News yesterday.
We've heard from rappers like it's just crazy.
I love coming to YAF conferences because it reminds me of back in the day when I came to my first YAF conference, and it really did help me, put me on the path to where I am now in media and politics and the conservative movement.
It's an incredible opportunity, and it's a humbling opportunity to be able to speak to young people.
They're going to be the ones who are voting in future elections. They're going to be holding office. They're going to be shaping their communities. It's important that we make sure that they have the right ideas and the right way of thinking about the world around.
I'm really excited. It's my first time here. There are 600 kids. I hope they're basketball fans. If we want to have a better and brighter future, we have to educate our kids. So to me, this is the most important thing that I have been trying to do my whole life.
It inspires me and gives me so much hope to see so many young faces, especially college-age kids, where on college campuses, and I know this because of my own experience, it's essentially deemed criminal to even call yourself a conservative. And so for them to be here, it shows me that our next generation, we know what's going on. We see the problems that are plaguing America, especially in regards to a lot of the cultural issues, and we want to do something about it.
I'm getting a lot of questions about what they can do. And I sound like a broken record on this topic, but the main word I always come back to is courage. People need to be courageous. People need to not be ashamed of their beliefs and their values and their ideas.
I want them to feel empowered to speak out, but also to go out and speak and change hearts and minds about things that are really important during this culture war.
And right now, they could be such ambassadors for this idea that America is indeed a good, decent, and noble country.
The ideas of freedom and the Constitution is good. It's the mistakes of big government. These are ideas students need to hear, and YAF gives me a platform to talk about these ideas, and I often hear from students who tell me they've been able to get these ideas into the classroom.
We have to care about these things, because if we don't, we can lose it in a heartbeat.
We never had anything like this in Venezuela. And that's why we lost our country. And I think we should be hopeful at the fact that there are so many young people that are still interested in this, and that there are so many supporters that are interested in advancing this mission.
It's amazing how persecuted our young conservatives are on campus these days. They are told that they're racist, homophobic, sexist, especially in the days of this crazy gender ideology that we have going on.
The University of Iowa chapter of Young Americans for Freedom, we hosted Matt Walsh in the spring semester to show the different side of the transgender issues. We began with putting up posters. Those were torn down in 5 minutes or less.
It's like you're tearing down a poster.
Yeah.
We had this guy who had been collecting our posters for about a week, and he kept them in his backpack, just crumbled up, a good 20 or so of them. So he came up to our table with his backpack, dumped it on our table, and it was all those posters and a pair of dirty underwear, and he was like, clean this mess up. At the event, we had, I would say probably 100 or so protesters. They spilled 20,000 marbles trying to prevent people from walking into our venue. They had their signs and stuff, and they were spitting on our attendees. We didn't really have any issues inside the venue at the event. We held the largest conservative event ever held on University of Iowa's campus with over 13,000 live streamers and over 800 attendees in person.
In the end, the most important thing that students hear at this conference is they're not alone. If they're under attack, YAF's got their back, and there's other students like them.
And the one thing I realized with Young America's Foundation is they help create and teach and nurture the next generation of conservative leaders. I used to be a Young America's attendee. I used to attend both the chapters on my college campus as a college student, and then come right here to Washington, D.C. to attend. So it's a thrill to come back instead of as a student, as somebody who's sharing and talking about the last best hope on earth, the American miracle that we have in this country. And so these are students at the front line.
I just started a YAF chapter last semester, and I was so grateful for how YAF staff equipped me and helped me, and now we're gonna hit the ground running next semester.
This one, I'm like, let's go, like, let's get to work. Let's get back and get some things done.
It's been so inspiring to see how brave they are, how united they are, how they're learning from each other, how they're building each other up. And that lets me know that I think for our such generous supporters, they know not only this investment is worth it, but they're going to see these are the seeds we're planting, and they're going to see a crop that will blossom for years to come.
It's been a dream come true. Learning about the conference in the first place, I thought, oh wow, this sounds amazing. I wish I could make it. And then I realized I could make it because people like you made it possible, so thank you so much.
I'm so grateful to be given the opportunity to be here today, and it's because of you, so thank you.
Thank you so much for supporting the event. You made it possible for all of us to be here.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
This is the foundation we need to be building. Building up that next generation. And so to the supporters, to the people who put on events like this event, thank you. I can't express my thanks enough, actually, and I know they can't either. That's why we need to do this. We need to invest, because it's an investment into this generation. We are the ones who can take America back and put America back on the right tracks to stop this craziness that we're seeing and ultimately this downward spiral that we're going down. So again, to the supporters and to the investors and the donors, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart.